Oh, yeah, we do.
Say them. See the door.
We're back.
We're back. Right.
Cat came back.
Yeah. Let's wait till we get some people on.
Okay. So I should have counted, but I think we've only got a couple weeks left on this one too.
So.
I think. Yeah.
We had how many did we count that did this? The block, the closed one, was that 42? We had 42 people doing the closed one.
That paid.
To do the float.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of quilts out there.
Yeah, it is. It'll be nice to see the different.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them posted.
Variations.
Good morning, Marg. Okay, so we have a few people back on. We're back up to 27. Good morning, Amanda. I haven't seen you for so long.
I take it she was to your. Was she to?
No, she was just on the last video.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, duh. I'm a little slow this morning. Okay.
Hi, Faye. Rosalie.
Carol.
There's Nancy back.
Nancy.
I know Nancy's back for this one.
Oh, her little mini one is so stinking cute.
But I think Joanne Townsend did the mini something pinwheels. I wanted
she did the mini pinwheels on the bottom, and those little suckers were tiny.
I know. I want to say that we have had a hectic couple of weeks here getting ready for retreats. And I know, hi Lynn, I know that quite a few people have been posting pictures on our page, and I thank you for that because I really like seeing everything. But I haven't been able to get commented on everybody. And that's not because I don't like your blog or anything. It's just things have been really hectic getting ready for the retreat. So I just don't want anybody to be offended and say,
I go home at night. It's like, I've got so much to do.
I
can't
know.
go on Facebook.
I know. So, yeah, just keep in mind we're watching the video, the photos, and we're loving it. And you guys are doing an awesome job.
Can't wait to see the finished quilts of everybody's. Like,
I know.
I know. Quilted. It'll be so neat.
Wendy says you have a lack of coffee. No, she doesn't have lack of coffee. She always has a coffee.
I always have coffee.
Hand.
That is never an issue with me. Never.
No,
never.
She doesn't. So I know I had somebody message. I don't know if that is Arena Pinio. I don't know. I had somebody message yesterday wanting to know if we did any sew-alongs. So I sent them over here this morning.
Oh, okay.
And that's the newest name that I see, but maybe she's been here a while.
Okay.
She wanted to join a sewing. So I told her to come watch this morning and she can catch up.
We may as well show. So this week we're doing, it's a 12.5-inch block.
It's confusing.
This is probably, okay, do not panic. If you follow the steps, you'll be fine.
So I made part of my blocks last week, and I have to do one today, and it's like, oh, I wouldn't be able to do that on my own without that kind
without
of
following it, yeah. It's just a little confusing, but it's simple. It's not hard.
It's not hard.
It's just the way you put it together, in my head, it doesn't picture the way it's going to end up. So this is the block. It's called the Twirl Block. And you need a light, a medium, and a dark. So like your background, a medium, and a dark to get your contrast.
Hi, Lee.
Okay. So again, this, if you're doing the queen size, because this is a 12.5-inch block, you will need 7 of these. You will not need sashing.
And you will not need your seam ripper because you're going to watch the pattern.
Yeah. So this is, so you'll need 7, and you'll get your finished row. That's the 12.5 by 84.5, which has been the common one with our 12-inch blocks.
It's really not hard. You just have to.
It's just the way it goes together. So this is just, I did different colors.
And I chose to do 2 colors.
Yep. And I did my scrappy backgrounds. But again, you could do a background and you could do a solid in a print as your, like if you wanted to do that option, right? Like for your shading difference.
Yes.
Or you can do a medium, do 2 prints that are a medium and a dark tone.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Or you could even do contrasting colors. They don't have to, as long as you have the definition there, like the medium and the dark.
This is a good showing of the 2 different colors.
It is.
Yeah.
But I think you could still use 2 different colors. Like if you wanted to do
a pink and a green.
Right. But you need that tone variation, the dark and the medium.
Lots of seams to match, Joanne says. Yeah, let's see the mini in this one, Nancy.
So this is a free pattern on, of course, Lori Holt. It's a sew along, it's called Vintage Block Along. I will send you the link. This is the way it looks. I've done this in another quilt. That's what all my scribbles are on there. So when you open it up, you're going to see like some write-ups. It tells you exactly what to cut. Like that's your background, and it lists underneath what you're cutting, your medium, what you're cutting, your dark, what you're cutting, and then there's good pictures for every step. So really, as long as you
do each step in order,
yep, you will be fine.
You'll be fine.
The one thing I will tell you is that when you start with your very first step is you're going to do these half square triangles in the medium and the dark. She gives directions for you to cut those 4.5 by 4.5, and you will have a waist. You're only using half of that, and you will have a waist. So if you don't want to waste fabric, if you're running a little low on fabric, you may want to cut your squares bigger and do that same method that we've been doing, where you make the 2 stitch lines,
draw a line and stitch
on either side, cut it in half, and then you would actually have no waist. You'd be using both sides of your triangles. So if you're doing that to end up with a finished, like a sewn half square triangle, 4.5 by 4.5, you would need to cut your fabric at least 5 by 5 probably, and that would give you enough to trim a little tiny bit on your half square triangles.
Myrna, the link will be posted on my page,
on the quilt project page. Yep. If you go to the file section, there will be a PDF there that you can open up, and everything will be posted there.
As well as all the rest.
Just takes me a minute to get it up after the thing.
It's kind of slow.
I am a little bit on the slow side, especially when it comes to technology. So our first here, let's get this out. I want them to see. Yeah, there we go.
Take it.
I don't know what I want. There we go. Okay. So you're basically, like I said, you need your 4 different things. You've got a medium, a dark, a medium, and your backgrounds. And all the measurements will be there. They're very basic. You need 4 pieces like this, 4 pieces like this, but you're going to find it funny when you watch how it's put together. So the first step is to take your medium and dark squares, and you're going to draw your line and sew a 1/4 of an inch on either side. I think that one's big enough for that.
Yeah,
right?
that one is done.
Okay.
But I already did that step. So
to save some time.
That one's done. So
there they are. Now those are supposed to be 4.5. So have those been?
I do not know that question.
Well, what is your problem?
I don't know. What was I thinking? Let me check.
Right? Is that not what they're supposed to be? Let me do, before you trim, hold your horses. Hold your horses.
Oh, no, I need to trim.
Yep. So they got to be 4.5.
Okay, I need to trim them.
Because she enlarged her fabric so she wouldn't have waste, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you go with the exact measurements that Lori Holt gives, the 4.5, and you just sew corner to corner, you should have the right size when you're done.
Yeah.
So she's just squaring those up to 4.5 inches. So that's the first step.
You know where my head is right now?
Where?
Thinking about that pineapple quilt we're going to do next.
Oh, my word. See?
I can't focus on what I'm doing.
So once she gets those and irons them open, let's see. What do we have?
Okay, so we have our 4 blocks.
Okay, so now she's going to iron those, press those open. This is a funny block, how it goes together.
It
just doesn't seem like as
right.
You get to the stages, you're like, how is this going to make that end result?
I didn't even finish my other blocks because I thought I had done something wrong.
She hadn't.
I hadn't done anything wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it just didn't look right. When you do it, you'll see.
You got to trust it. And as long as what your step you're doing matches her picture of what it's supposed to, it will work out in the end.
Okay, so we have our 4 blocks.
So now it tells you, if you look here.
Let's show them, yeah.
Whoops, wrong picture. So now we've just done this.
Yeah.
Now we're going to take the 2.5 inch squares of the background material.
Yep.
And we are going to sew one on each opposite side, one on the dark corner. Yeah, we've probably got some more somewhere.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we just got to find them.
Yeah, I'm just going to do one anyway.
Okay, so that's what she's going to do. She's going to put a 2.5 inch square on the dark side, a 2.5 square on the medium side. So corner to corner.
I had it in my hand.
Well, what did you do with it?
I don't know.
We're never going to have enough if you keep doing that. We might have to cut a couple.
Yeah,
I thought we had them.
I thought we did too. They're here somewhere.
They are here
They're
somewhere.
hiding with my Dresden plates.
Oh, I can't believe she can't find those Dresden plates. Like, that's a lot of work to have to do again if we can't find them.
I know, but I have to because...
They got to be here, though. Like, where did they go?
I have no idea. I need somebody to come organize my life.
Yeah, well, it's not me. Because I'm not that organized myself. I can't organize my own life, let alone somebody else's.
So look how simple
You need
that
Karen, because she
Karen's
organizes.
the organizer in my world.
Yep.
Okay, look how simple that was.
Okay. So, you do have, don't you have some of those all done, or you don't?
I have my block. You want to show the block, you mean?
Do you have them to that point?
Not just to that point. Do you want me to show that?
Oh, no, not yet. No, okay.
Oh, okay.
So now, the next step, so let's pull this out so you can see. So that's what she just
I
did,
this.
right there. So see, she trimmed their corners after she sewed them, and she's left with that, right?
Yep.
So now your next step
Is to take these.
That is the medium print,
Yep.
and it's 2.5 by 4.5, I think. But the pattern will tell you that. And you're going to take your 2.5 inch squares.
Yeah.
And now you have
This
to pay
is where you have to
attention.
pay attention.
See how this is laying?
See? So I see that this is going from that corner in.
Yeah.
That corner in.
So lay it the
not
same way
this
so they can see. You know what I mean? Like there. So,
Okay.
So her picture. So now you can tell that you can't sew your line this way.
You have
Because
to
then
go
when
this-
you turn it back, can you turn it back? I can't do that on camera. It's
If I
backwards.
turn it like that, my
It's
point
not
would
going
be
to
down
look like
here.
that, right?
So I need to sew
So
this
it's
way.
this way so that when she cuts it and irons it back,
My
it
point
matches
is up at
that.
the top.
Okay? Does that make sense? So follow your picture and you will be fine. So you are going to make, so there she goes, just zipping through that. Then you're going to cut that. You're going to iron it. And it should still measure 2.5 by 4.5 because that's what you started with.
Okay.
There. Now we're going to take to the next
long
step.
one.
Here we go. Here's my picture. Right here. So now we're going to take the long
one.
darker piece, which is 2.5 by 6.5, another 2.5 inch square.
I'm going to lay that like that.
Like that. We're going to put our square on. And again, we can't go this way.
Because it would give us our point up here.
Yep. So we've got to
want
sew
our point down
that way.
here.
Yep.
So we have to go this way.
So that's what she's going to do now. So it's not hard. You just got to pay attention or you're going to have. And another good thing to remember is if you're not sure, fold it back and look at it before you cut.
Yes. Don't cut it until you have made
Till you sew it back and look at the picture and
here.
yep, it looks right. So now you can cut it.
Yeah. Once you cut it, you've got to cut new fabric.
Yeah. Okay.
So we have this one done.
Yep. So now your next step
Is sewing.
So take your initial
my initial block.
lay it so that the whites look the same as how she has it in the picture.
Yep.
Now this is the shorter rectangle.
That's going to go right like that.
Right like that. So now you're going to sew those together. So you've got a point right there to match up.
Yep.
Yep. And you're going to do that to all four. Oh, Lynn's going for a pedicure. Oh, nice. She's going to have pretty toes for the
retreat.
For the retreat.
Oh, I want to change my foot. There's no diagonal sewing now, is there?
At the very end.
Oh, yeah, I can do this then.
You can wing this.
I can wing this.
Amanda, you're not going to need to hire a seam ripper. Just don't
Just
cut.
follow the picture and don't cut.
Don't cut till you double check. It's not hard. It's just, you got to.
So we have this.
So there. So see? So now the next step
is making this point right there.
So now
Right
she's
there.
taking the longer dark one and adding it on, and you match that one.
Doesn't look like much of a block yet, does it?
It doesn't. The magic is all on the end when you put those last corners on, I think. Don't you think?
Yeah, that's it.
So here she goes. So you've got a point there to match up.
And they just nest. They just nest, so they always come out perfect. If you nest them, they'll always be perfect.
So there. So now she's got some of these made, so she's not going to do like all 4. So you're going to make 4 of these exact same units.
Yep.
So, oh my word, how did I do that? Hit some. Okay. So
1, 2,
now
3, 4.
the next step. So here's our.
We gotta look at the paper because I will.
Well, so this is what we have, right?
Yep.
Where is it? Right here.
Right there.
Lay it the same way so that they can relate. There we go. So that's what we have right there.
That's not laying the same way.
Well, it isn't is that, but it was that one up there. So
sorry.
now we're going to look at this picture. We're going to take a larger, I think it's 4.5 by 4.5, but the measurements are listed there. And it's going to go on this corner. So
right, like
take
that.
a look before you stitch. You want those 2 things hanging
this way
out, the medium and the dark. And now you're going to stitch across there.
It's like you got 2 little flying geese here.
Yes.
You don't see those 2 little flying geese.
But just lay your block right next to your paper and compare before you stitch.
Then we're going to stitch it down. And we're going to sew on the line.
Yep.
Not on either side.
Yeah, this one's on the line. Because you're just adding, technically doing like a half square triangle on the end.
I should do all 4 of these. Because then we can put them together.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take this. I'm going to look for my flying geese.
Yeah, so
That's
she
just
wants
the way I do
the
it.
light and the dark showing down that way and a little triangle on either side. So see, it really isn't hard. It's just you've got to pay attention and do not cut until you confirm.
I need 2 more.
Yep. So you're going to do 4 of those exactly the same. And then you just join those 4 together.
Okay.
There she goes. Her sewing table, Jean, is in the one with her sewing machine or the big table that she has her cutting mat and stuff on? Jean says she wants her sewing table.
Well, this came with my machine. And I love it.
Thank you, Gaetan. I always wonder if what I'm saying is confusing.
She's saying it's not?
No, she said it was very clear, yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, before you cut, flip it back.
And make sure it looks right. That's what it should look like.
Here's our picture. So
you see
up
that?
there, put your block, flip it back, and there, it's right. So now cut. Okay.
I wonder what you could make with these. Nancy will find something.
She'll use them in her mini.
She'll use them in a mini.
As her half square triangles in her mini, probably, right?
Yep. So then I'm going to press them. Aren't you impressed?
I am impressed. Look at you go.
1.
She's actually pressing these before she sews them together. Do you guys know how rare that is?
Okay, so then
they
go together.
Here's your picture. See on the bottom of the page there? So you're just going to lay them out like that.
And lay it like that. That still doesn't look like yours until I get it
sewn together. Until
you
get it sewn together. But then it is. So here's mine. So you can, whoops, where's mine? So see, like there's the finished when it's sewn together. So now it's just a basic 4 block that you're sewing together.
And that's it.
There we go.
Nesting my seams so that they meet.
So this one is going to develop your nesting skills and your...
Sometimes you have to switch the way they're pressed to make them nest.
Yeah. There we go.
I feel awkward with it, my 1/4-inch foot on. It feels wrong.
You can press, so Faye Grant says you press to the light side. I was always told to press to the dark.
Yeah, but some of these have to be flipped.
If you want to nest,
they have to be flipped.
You can flip them.
Ooh, see, I put that.
And the only time that I find it ever shows is if you've got like a stark white and maybe like a black fabric.
Is that right?
You might
That
see
is
it.
right. That's right.
Okay, ladies, let's look at the picture and tell her whether it's right or not.
It is.
What do you think? Is it right, Deb?
It is right. I'm just checking. But see, mine doesn't look as distinctive of a pinwheel as yours does because of my colors. See how my colors are different?
Yes.
So I'm not seeing the visual pinwheel as good as yours showed up.
Right.
Because of my fabric. But yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so your fabric could make it a little bit more confusing if you're using something with a variety to it.
There we go. She's almost done. So then the bad news is, ladies, when you go to join your blocks together, you've got more seams to nest as you join your row. So you'll be pros by the end of this. So Deb is just flipping that. Did you see that? So that she can nest it.
Yeah.
Now, if that bothers you and you don't want to flip it,
pin it.
Pin it.
Yeah, I don't mind the odd
flip seam. When it's all quilted, you never even notice it.
Those are dirty words to Nancy Steves.
Yeah, it would be. It all depends on your personality.
And all these.
Some women could not handle that, or some quilters could not handle that, and some
My
can.
center isn't right on, but it's because I didn't have my 1/4-inch foot, so I'll probably fix that.
Yeah, so she's going to fix her center. So there. Oh, it's pretty, Deb.
It is cute now that it's sewn together.
Yep.
Yep.
So there you go. So Krista, one of her quarters is wrong. What quarter is wrong?
Oh, maybe it is. Where's yours? Let me compare it to yours. That's your light. She's right!
Have you got one wrong? Oh, my word, you do. Look at that.
I thought when I had that sitting there was something wrong.
There you go. Okay, so
that's
going to be seam ripping. You're right.
One.
It is. Yeah.
This one should be flipped.
Yep, it should be.
That's why I wasn't seeing my...
That's why you weren't seeing it.
Yep. When I was over there, I thought there's something wrong.
Yep, so there.
Go with your gut, everybody.
Yeah. So
you shouldn't have two colors come up together like this.
Right. Exactly. They should be alternating.
If they meet, you've done something wrong. Krista, you have a good eye.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. That's why I didn't see it. I thought it was because I had the variety fabric.
Krista, if this is your first time watching, this is an open sew-along that we're doing. And each week we've been doing a different block or row. So
is that a new name, you think?
Yeah, she just said, I'm in Newfoundland. What pattern is that quilt?
Oh.
So it's like a mystery sew-along that we've been revealing a different row. It's a row by row that we've been revealing a different row each week. So if you follow on the page and watch the videos, they're labeled there. You can get them all.
So that's how easy it is to get it switched and flipped, ladies.
So your key before you sew it together is make sure you have dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light.
You should never have two
dark or whatever that one is, your medium together. Yeah. So Deb's going to seam rip and put that together right, but that's how easy it is. So it's not that it's a hard to sew block.
No.
It's just you've got to watch.
You got to watch. I said this morning I'm going to make a mistake.
Which Susan McNeil says it looks good even if it is wrong.
Nobody ever say, okay, Susan, I'm going to leave it.
Okay, ladies, I think that's it. So we will get the videos posted and give me a little bit of time, and the PDF will be there on the quilt project page. Yeah. I hope I didn't say, did I say that in the close sew along this morning?
Yes, you did.
Oh, so sorry, people, whoever was watching for the closed one. The PDF will not be on the closed sew along page, on the quilt project page. It'll be emailed to those people. Yes. The closed one, the closed sew along is a whole different ball game. But this open one, all the directions will be there.
Yep.
Okay. Very good. Deb's going to get busy seam ripping.
So remember, next week we have one more block, and then you get mailed the pattern for the closed one.
Yeah.
And I think we only have one or two left.
Probably two more weeks left on this one. We'll see.
And then I'm going to post later today that picture of the panel quilt that we're going to work on.
Okay.
And I want to know what you guys think of it, or if you're interested in sewing along with us with your own panel at home. If you need help picking colors and stuff, based on the
Now,
photo. We can
that
do
being said,
We don't
you
know
might
yours.
want to wait until you see how many mistakes
mistakes-
we make and how much material we waste in those mistakes before you
But
decide to go along with us.
It's really, really cute. I think I'm going to have some takers out there. I think I'm going to have some people that's going to want to sew along with me.
Rena Pinio says, leave it. Your block, it gives it character.
There you go. I like Rena. I like you.
Okay, ladies, that's it for today. We'll
Okay.
see you tomorrow. Next
week.
week. And we'll see some people at the retreat
this weekend.
Can't wait.
There's a few more spots. If anybody wants to join in on our sewing retreat, we've got a few spots left, and we're going to set up the tables tomorrow. Well, the tables are set up. We're going to take up all the gifts and all the surprises tomorrow. So we'll see you there.
No, Stephanie, Wally hasn't dug the first shovel for the addition yet.
No.
The groundbreaking ceremony has not occurred, Stephanie.
We should do that, though. When they come to do the cement, I'm going to get a picture of it and post it.
Okay, good enough, ladies.
Bye-bye.
See ya.